We have with us in the studio politician Obafemi George to discuss the local government elections in Lagos. Many thanks for joining us, George.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. One word over the 2-3 weeks that we'll be preparing for this election is appealing for peace. Peace. Everyone you ask, what is the watchword for this election? Appealing for peace. Why is that this time around?
Because for obvious reasons. Aftermath of the primaries, there were skirmishes all over Lagos. And one thing people need to understand is that in politics, there will be issues. In any party, there will be issues because a party is like a family. But beyond that, we should mend fences and work in the overall interest of the political party. And you cannot have prosperity if there's no peace. So people should know that in as much as whatever has happened, whether it has gone their way or not, they should be mindful of the fact that we need a peaceful environment for any idea to try, for any government to be able to deliver the dividends of democracy for the people.
All right, then, are you satisfied with the comment of the Commissioner of Police? I listened to him just briefly, even before you came on air. He said, we will give nobody any chance to foment trouble during the elections. Are you satisfied with that comment?
I think beyond the police, the most effective policing is people themselves.
Okay.
We as citizens should rise up to the occasion and decide that, listen, we're going to have a free and fair election that will be free of any violence or any rancor. So even if the police is not on ground, people should stand up and say, this is our society, this is our election. So we're not going to allow any miscreant to take it away from us. Because once they foment trouble, at the end of the day, we are the ones that bear the brunt.
Okay, let's look at some law issues, constitutional issues, judicial issues concerning this election. Where do you stand? And with the new rule coming from the House of Assembly, where do you stand?
For me, I think the reason why the system is divided between the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative is so that each arm of government can perform its own functions. So if the legislative comes up with the rule, if people have different opinion, that's why you have the judiciary to interpret that law for people. As far as I'm concerned, I'm in sync with what they've done. And like I said, if anybody has issues with that, then the court is there for them, for the court to interpret otherwise.
All right. I listened to some of the campaign rhetorics, in preparation for these elections, from some party, and they were talking about they've done all they needed to do in some areas to make sure that what happened to them in last elections, where you had other parties winning in this state other than APC, that this time it won't occur. Do you see any changes in terms of maybe other parties having a hold other than APC, which has had a hold in this state?
I'm hopeful that my party will take the day at the end of the day and clear the entire 57 local government at the LCDs. For obvious reasons, and this is what I tell people.
What's your party?
APC.
I didn't want to take it for granted. It could be PDP that wanted to take it.
I'm a card-carrying member of APC. Anybody who lives in, any resident of Lagos in the past 2 years will agree with me that the governor is doing a fantastic job. And the only way you can consolidate on that is if there's unity amongst the LGAs and the LCDAs. And how that would work is to make sure that the party rules in all those LCDs and local government. We cannot afford an opposition at the local government level. No, that will not augur well for us. We need to allow him for the job to keep continuing. We need to put in our people there because I can tell you we have good candidates all over the local government and LCDs who are ready to complement the efforts of the governor. So people should go out and vote en masse for the party so that the good job that he's doing can reach further down to the grassroots and we all can enjoy Lagos.
Right, let's look at some peculiar areas. Odiolowo, Mushin, for instance. There was a peculiar case there where they held their primaries two days ago, few days to the election. How will that work augur well for your party in terms of carrying the day?
Like I said earlier on, in politics, there will be push and pull, there will be contention, there's some people that will be disgruntled, but it's a family affair. So if there are issues like that and people have been called and said, say, you know what, let's work for the interest of the party. The party supersedes everything. That is the constitutional platform for us to actualize whatever ambition or vision that we want to, manifest for the people. So, but in Odiolowo, to be precise, I'm still confident that the party will take the day. Okay, but we're not taking things for granted, because there's a proverb in my language that says that when the wall is broken, that's when the reptile enters. But between yesterday and tomorrow evening, party leaders are working to ensure that those broken fences will be mended so that on Saturday we can carry the day.
All right, I'm still going to stick with that area. You know, I talked to you before about what happened in the last elections.
Yes.
We still had APC, and the governor was doing quite good. Yet, some parties still won that wasn't APC. Add that to the fact, don't you think that there's a need really for opposition to make democracy stronger?
Yeah, I can only speak for my party.
Okay.
I cannot speak for the opposition. But it's the people that will speak on Saturday. On Saturday, Lagosians will tell the whole world that we like what the governor is doing. We believe that the local government appointed, elected by APC local government chairman will do a better job rather than have an opposition party at that local level. I can tell you for sure that if we wait till Saturday, we're going to speak loud and clear and let the whole world know that Lagos is strictly for APC.
All right,
and for opposition.
Ajegunle is a very interesting place. The coloration, the formation going on there with people from different parts of Nigeria, not just people who are from Lagos State, people from Southeast, for instance, South, for instance, taking part solidly in the grassroots there. Does it not bring to the fore the issue of this call for restructuring, how it can work, even if you're domiciled outside of your locality, you can still make it, having an equal opportunity outside of your own state of origin? During the last primaries, I mean, I ran as a candidate before the primaries, and I remember that when we went for screening, we have other aspirants from those local governments who are non-Lagosians, yes, who are non-Yorubas. And that tells you that, you know, there's room for everybody. I can tell you that things are not going to be done along ethnic lines, okay? But at the end of the day, it's not the party that decides who becomes the chairman. Party has put forward the candidate. It's the people that decides who becomes the chairman. Now, if an opposition party, brings a candidate who is a non-Yoruba or non-Lagosian, it's left for the people to decide whether he has superior ideas. Because I don't know, it boils down to dividends of democracy. It's not just ethnic or religious issue. It's who can deliver superior quality services for the people. And I can tell you that right now, it's still APC in Lagos State.
All right, George, I'm going to put you on the spot now. I just went behind me here to the post office to pick a parcel sent to me by my friend outside the country. And the road I saw that leads to the post office was an eyesore. And from what you're saying, you believe people will vote based on what the governor has been doing.
Yes.
But people expect that their local governments should work for them.
Yes.
And the roads, those little roads are meant to be done by the councillors, the chairman, and that road doesn't seem good.
I'll be honest with you. I challenge people in my demography, middle class, upper middle class, enlightened people, that they should get involved in local government politics. Good. When I was running, virtually every of my friends that I told I was running, they didn't even know which local government they live in. They were asking me, is the Koyobali not part of Etiosa? And that tells you how disconnected my kind of people are from local government politics. Okay. And you cannot get the best out of those local government chairmen and councillors until people like you and I get involved in the system and compel them to deliver at the same level at which the governor is delivering. Government is too big a business to leave to one person. Local government is the one closest to us. And the only way that will work is for us to make sure that we get involved and we demand for quality services, as we have seen at the state level.
Okay, let's talk about local government autonomy. I'm bringing you back to the issue of restructuring now, as it concerns what we are doing on Saturday. How does that sit well with you, allowing the local government to stand on their own, getting their own money directly, not attached to the state? Will that work in any way in terms of development for the people at the grassroots? Oh yes, 100% it will work. And if you remember, if you check the APC manifesto, it's written there in black and white. One of the things that my party promised Nigerians in 2014 and 15 was that if they vote us into power, we will restructure things. Are you sure? Your party chairman said you didn't promise restructuring. What you promised was devolving some power
Which is still the same thing, because when you devolve power to
Well,
the local government...
I don't know about it being the same thing, because I was defending, but Obafemi George, politician, thank you for sparing your time.
My
and
pleasure.
talking with us on TVC News.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break and be back, and TVC News will continue. Stay with us.